Welcome in today's video. I am so pumped for this video. Obviously you already know what it is based off the title, but I always see people like so-and-so picks my reads, my followers pick my reads, all that kind of stuff, or like Pinterest picks my reads. We are doing Crumbl picks my reads. Now, I love Crumbl. Crumbl is a very hit or miss for some people. I actually used to work at a Crumbl, no big deal. I picked out 6 of the cookies. There were like a couple extra from the past weeks or something left over, so I just picked the 6 that looked the best to me. And then we are going to either match a cookie, like based on theme, based on color, whatever it is, we're gonna match it to a book. Since there are 6 books, I do not know how long this is going to take me. I feel like it's not as fun to be like Crumbl sets my TBR because I don't always finish my TBR. So then it's kind of a cop-out because I would end up not reading some of the books. So it's going to be Crumbl sets my reads, however long this takes. But are you ready for the grand reveal? Hopefully they're not fucked up. I didn't look at them yet. Oh my god, they look so good. I think they've gotten bigger. And I got 2 shark gummies. Oh, the raspberry is starting to melt, but it did sit in my hot car for a second, so that's on me. There were some very fun ones. Like, I'm very excited to try and like match a book with them. So we have our regular milk chocolate. My thought process for that was like either a book that like for some reason has cookies on the cover or like a classic book, just like a regular. Since this is a classic cookie, I could pick a classic book. And then we got our melty, not as pink as I thought it was going to be, raspberry something, like birthday cake or something. So I was just going to pick like a pink book to go with that one. Our shark cookie, so something with the ocean. Our brookie, which I feel like my only option is to do like an interracial couple. That would be kind of iconic. This is a Biscoff cheesecake. I had no idea what I was gonna do with this yet, but it's giving like fall vibes. I feel like on the color scheme is what I'm gonna end up doing. And then we have our aloha cake, so something in Hawaii. Okay, changed in case I spilled, but I think I picked the majority of what I want out. I'm not 100%. I'm gonna have like a couple of options for some of them later on down the road. I can decide. There are a couple that I'm 100% going to be matching up and a couple I don't own. We'll taste test and then talk about the book. Okay, first I'm just gonna do the chocolate chip because I'm 100% know what I'm reading for this. I actually love their chocolate chip. It's one of my favorites. Oh my god. Like, their chocolate chip gets a 9 out of 10 for me. I would be reading The Handmaid's Tale. I don't own it. The only like classics I own are really big, so I didn't want to pick a freaking huge book when I have 6 books to read. And I've always wanted to read and watch that show. So The Handmaid's Tale is our first option. Even though it's not an option, I have to read it. Next, we can go to, okay, let's just do the brookie, because I also know what I'm reading for this. I've never tried their brookie before. I'm gonna choke. I mean, it's good flavor. Just the brookie part is kind of dry. With our brookie, I'm already on my reread, and this fits perfectly, so it's going to be the right move in the Windy City series. We have Shay and Indy, our interracial couple. His name's not Shay. I'm literally in the same shirt. I've literally never called him Shay in my entire life. His name's Ryan Shay. So we have Ryan and Indy. I'd probably give this like a 6. Next, my shark cookie, Shark Week. It's not Shark Week. I actually have this book, Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. I don't know if the something in the water is a shark or not. I'm going to assume everyone who has read this is like, it's not a shark, but I have no idea. It definitely could be a shark, but we're gonna find out. This has been on my radar for like 2 years now, and I finally found it, I think at like Julia's, and I haven't read it, so I'm excited. This is just a pretty basic sugar cookie, which aren't my favorite, so I'm gonna say like a 5. This is getting kind of messy, but now we have the raspberry cake, which I was just gonna pick pink books. And the only 2 that are like kind of on my radar that I haven't already read are Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. I haven't read any. I don't know if this is like, you have to read in a row, like the other ones that come. I don't even know what they are, and I don't have them, I don't think, but this is option number 1. And then number 2 is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. It's just short and feels like a quick and easy little summer read. Okay, the icing is cream cheese. I was not expecting that. That's pretty good though. I would say like an 8. The cookie tastes like a cake mix, a box cake mix. The next 2 were like more pie looking ones. This is a Biscoff cheesecake. I had no fucking clue what to do with that one. It's giving fall vibes, but like I don't have any fall books that I haven't read. I only buy fall books during the fall and read them. So I picked one that matched the colors, and it's His and Hers by Alice Feeney. This is one where like if another one comes on my radar by the time I get to it, then I can switch it up, but this is what I have right now. Shut up. Oh my god, that's so good. I will stand by though, this is a fall cookie for sure. This would be really good in the fall. But I would say like 8.5. Last but not least. And this is the one I'm most unsure about. And I don't really have an answer yet. I have like a number 1. But if I can find a better one that fits, then I'll do that one. But this is the like aloha cake. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I just know it's something like Hawaiian. What is that? Maybe chocolate cake. I didn't even get any chocolate. Whatever it is good. There's like a layer of chocolate crust, some sort of cream, and like a chocolate mousse on top. I was thinking either something that takes place in Hawaii or just something like islandy. So I was thinking The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. That is of course not on Kindle Unlimited and I don't own it. So that's my option for the island one. Okay, so those are our options. I'm not quite sure which I'm gonna get started with first, but these are fucking delicious. I do need to finish my Mile High reread before I start The Right Move, obviously. I feel like I'm gonna start with The Handmaid's Tale. I feel like that would be easiest to like get started with on my Kindle. But I'll come back as soon as I have like an update with anything after I eat all these cookies. Now my tummy kind of hurts. So I am unfortunately doing my first update while driving, but I couldn't wait any longer because I really wanted to talk about this book. I started with my Aloha cookie. First real decision, I decided to read The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. All of their books I've heard are like kind of cringy, like the Unhoneymooners, like those type of books are cringy, but then Love in Other Words is one of like my favorite second chance romance of all time. I just never read the ones that felt cringy because I was like, I don't want their authorism to be tainted in my head because I loved Love in Other Words so much. So this is my first like time reading another Christina Lauren book. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. The main character is hilarious. I have giggled so many times. Almost every time she talks, it's making me laugh. I don't really want to go into like more of the plot right now just because I'm driving and I would rather talk more in detail later. But just like the little things she says, she's like middle class, poor, like needs to pay her bills, living paycheck to paycheck, that kind of a person, and pretending to be a millionaire right now. And just the scenarios she's in is so funny. She was about to get off the plane to go meet the millionaires and the flight attendant was like, "You ready?" And then she was like, I uppercutted the air a couple times and was like, "Yep, good to go." Like that's hilarious. You can't convince me that that's not funny. Picturing her on this plane surrounded by her millionaire fake husband and her uppercutting and be like, "All right, let's do this thing." Honestly, she reminds me of one of my best friends. I'm gonna have to send this to her. Like, she's just like so quirky, but in an actually funny way. Not like she's trying to be quirky. Like, she just is so funny. I love her. I love her so much. Like, it's not gonna be like a 5-star read, I don't think. I think there would have to be a lot that happens in this book to make it a 5-star read. Like, I don't see it being emotional. If it turns like emotional and there's like a really deep emotional story being told, then it could be a 5-star read. But if it's just like rom-com-y as it is right now, it's definitely gonna be like 4.25. I think I'm on chapter 9 and I'm really enjoying the like humor. And I just love when I can find an author that can make me laugh because it doesn't happen that often. Oh my god, I pulled up on a cop that was really scary. I thought he was gonna pull me over. But I will update when I'm like in a room. Also, this is the first video that I'm gonna be like attempting to use my camera, which I actually have it with me. I have my camera. I just have no way to set my camera up on my dashboard and I wasn't gonna try and do that while I'm driving right now. This video is gonna be back and forth from phone footage and camera footage, so if the quality goes back and forth, that's why, and I'm super sorry. We're just gonna have to bear with me while I get like used to using a camera. But also, I don't think for this video that it's gonna be in the format of like start to finish a book, I'll move on to the next one, and like talk about them in between. Since I'm reading 6, I'm gonna be reading some at the same time, like on my Kindle audiobook, my physical book, all that kind of stuff. So I'll just kind of check in like randomly. It might be chaos, I don't know, but I'm just gonna check in randomly on the books that I'm reading and I'll keep you updated on like what's what. But right now the only one I'm in the middle of is Paradise Problem. Bye. Okay, this is the first official like camera video. And of course I'm like just showered, not doing the camera any favors, but I wanted to update the Paradise Problem. Is that what it is? Yeah, the Paradise Problem. So starting out, the prologue right away, jump scare, okay? It starts out what we think is, I just ran up my stairs, hold on. I'm literally out of breath. We start out what we think is this husband and wife like finalizing their divorce, and it's very like formal, like they shake hands, they know like there's nothing going on like emotionally, and she's actually like kind of ogling him. She's like, he looks kind of good. Very weird vibe. So immediately I'm like, oh, that's kind of sad that they're getting divorced and she seems to be the one that didn't want it. And then we jump to however much later, I don't even remember, but turns out it was like it was literally like a business deal. He wanted family housing. The only way he could get it is if you're married. So he needed to just legally be married in order to get this cheaper housing, and she, I guess, decided to do it. Which, so like the plot itself, we're starting off kind of wild. I'm like, okay, that's not like super realistic unless that happens. Like, what do I know? That was the arrangement. It was just coming to an end. So like it was very cordial. They had super opposite schedules. So they were like friendly, but like they weren't really even friends. We fast forward to I think like 3 years later, something like that. I don't know. And she is an aspiring artist. She is like hitting rock bottom. She just got fired from her little clerk job. You know, her dad has a bunch of medical bills. She's just really struggling. But she was the one that got to stay in the apartment that they were in. So that's where she is. And then we have Liam, who we find out is a part of this billionaire family, you know, like he just didn't want his money. So that was like why he was looking for cheap housing. He is now a part of this. There's like a whole lot of inheritance paperwork with like contingencies and stuff like that go into this. But basically he needs to bring his wife to meet his family if he wants to get this. Oh my God, I'm not used to seeing a notification on my phone while I'm filming. That was crazy. He has been married this whole time in order to get his inheritance. It's been like 5 years now, and he has been like avoiding his wife meeting his family. So his little sister's getting married and his family is like, she needs to fucking be here, or like we're calling this wedding a sham. Like there's no way you're actually married if we haven't met your wife in 5 years. So he's like, fuck me, and then goes back to her and is like, I need you to just come with me and act like my billionaire wife, please. And she's like, okay, if you pay me. And so he's like, fine, whatever. If I get my inheritance, I'll pay you. So they go to this island, and it's basically just them, like her trying to act rich and like trying to sound knowledgeable and like blend in. But then they like actually kind of really get along, and her humor is so funny. She's so like weird, but in a super funny way. Like she just says whatever that comes to her head. Usually it's like references to stuff, like there was a Twilight reference. There's all these references to things, but not in a cringy way. Like none of it ever made me cringe, but I really, really liked it. And I just really like her humor, like a lot. The beginning of the book is them just like kind of, you know, obviously they have to act married for 5 years in front of all these people. So they're being affectionate and all this stuff. And it's very cute. And then they're like, where's the line? You know, like when do we stop acting like that? Because they're at this really romantic resort basically, like on this private island. So it's just them like getting feelings for each other and then being like, what do we do? I am actually almost done with it. I've been listening to it all day yesterday, and then I read a ton last night on my Kindle. I have 62 pages left. I'm at the part in the book where it's like the third act breakup or like the third act problem, and I feel like I typically don't like them when can I figure it out? I don't like a third act breakup when it revolves around something that like the couple did, but this was more like outside forces are kind of, it's more on what's happening with the family rather than them just like getting in a fight, you know? It was in a fight and over something really big, so like I kind of understand it. But again, like I liked the beginning more than the end just because I like the fake dating a lot. I love fake dating. I eat it up. I love when they like cross the line of like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this, but they do it anyway. I love that. I eat it up. So I've really, really enjoyed it. I'm hoping for like a really cute ending. It better be a freaking cute ending. I also almost cried once, which is kind of shocking. I didn't expect to cry at this. I'll check in when I'm done. I should be done today. It's 60 pages. I should be able to read that literally today. So, and then I think I know what I'm starting next, but I'm not 100% sure. I was kind of hoping my Libby holds would be here quicker than they are, but whatever. So I'll be back after more reading. Okay, I obviously have finished the book. It is 1 p.m. I actually finished the book and then fell into a deep REM sleep nap that I just woke up from. And I did fall asleep with wet hair. So like it's going well right now. I decided to give the book, I think, a 4.25. Just because of like how enjoyable her humor was. Honestly, I think it would be lower if she wasn't so funny. I'm trying to think of like how I can talk about it without spoiling it, because like I gave you the main idea. It was mostly just being, what's the word? Like blackmailed by his rich dad who owned the company and stuff like that. So if like you don't really find those types of things interesting, the end probably is gonna lose you a little bit. It's obviously like slightly unrealistic because they were fake married and everything. So like there's also that storyline. But like it kind of also reminds me of The Proposal, the movie. So if you like that movie, you probably will like this. I kind of want to talk about it spoilery for a second. So if you don't want to know anything, you know, skip until you don't see baby mugs. The only things that I didn't really like was it was very quick, like very insta-lovey, because they were on this trip for like a week, and it was all or nothing for them by the end. They were ready to be like together officially, even like yes, they were technically already married, but they were ready to like be together with that title. Like without getting a divorce. They were like, oh, we don't need a divorce anymore, basically. So like that was just very quick for how different their lives were too. Like she was broke and an aspiring artist, and he was, you know, a millionaire at this point with his wannabe inheritance. So like to spend 1 week on vacation together and then decide, you know, like you're the one is just wild. To just be like, yeah, this is it. Which like if you know, you know. I'm not here to shit on that. It was just like very quick. If we had maybe spent like a month together, a little bit more realistic. Also, I'm trying to think of them. They were roommates for 2 years. 2 full years. I understand they had different schedules, so like they were rarely around each other, but they had off days, you know. They spent time around each other and they cohabitated for 2 years. You mean to tell me they never once were like into each other or had a conversation where they were like kind of into each other? I don't know. It just like that part is less believable to me, that it took them 1 single day to be like, oh, I really like you actually, but like 2 years of living together, you never did? That's what's mostly shocking to me. Also, I love a moment, as cheesy as it is, I love a moment at the end of a book where the guy goes and gets the girl. You know, he makes the grand gesture and he goes and gets her. I don't care how cringy and cheesy, I love it in almost every single book. She went to him. So I was like, ugh, God. I was like underwhelmed by the makeup. His like big secret that his dad was blackmailing him with came out, and she saw it on the news and was like, oh my God, I have to go to him, because it was like a big misunderstanding. So she goes, his house is like full of reporters, and she gets to him and then they work it out. So I was like, ugh, I thought he was gonna go make a big grand gesture. But it's okay. It was still cute. I still really liked her humor so much. Like, she's one of my favorite, like, funny female main characters that I've read. But I have decided my next book, mostly because it's the longest, can't have it in any audiobook form. Like, it's not on YouTube and it's not on Libby. So I'm reading Megan Quinn's Till Summer Do Us Part as our raspberry cheesecake, if that's what it was. I think it was cheesecake. I don't know what it was. As our pink book. I wanted a pretty pink book, and my other options were The Funny You Should Ask or Love on the Brain, and I don't really want to read them. And Till Summer Do Us Part is new and cute and pink also, so I want to read that one. And I have a feeling it's going to be very similar, like funny rom-com-y, and I'm ready for that. So I'm starting that on my Kindle. I'll probably start an audiobook at some point just to have going at the same time, so I can try and, you know, knock these out quicker. But I got the first one done in 2 days, so I'm proud. But I will update once I get into Till Summer Do Us Part. I also have no idea what this is about. I read the prologue, and she's a 29-year-old divorcee living in New York trying to like find herself as a single woman again. So love it. I wanted to go live in New York for a little bit too, so I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy this. That's it for now. So I started listening to The Handmaid's Tale, and I can't tell if listening to it is kind of like ruining it for me. I don't know, it's reading a lot differently than I thought it was going to. Like, I expected it to just be a normal book telling us the story, probably in first person, but it's more like our main character is telling us the story of like what's happening, if that makes sense. But I got to chapter 11, which they're pretty short chapters. I'm only on page 60, and literally only thing that's kind of happened. I feel like I check out easier when I'm listening to this audiobook because it's just like very her just telling us the story. Like that's all it is. It's just like feels very monotone and like her walking us through what happens. So I'm not as invested right now. I'm trying to be though, and I'm gonna try and read some physically so that it helps me a little bit. She's just kind of telling us like what she wears, what they're not allowed to do, going to the store, and like tourists came upon them and like trying to take their picture. Just, I don't know. It's just hard to get invested when it feels like she's just detailing things that have happened. So I don't know. I'm really trying to get into it though. But I did take a break and I went over to Till Summer Do Us Part just because I knew this would be an easy, like kind of mindless little read. There she is, if you can see that. I'm on literally chapter 2, so like not very far, but she is a divorced 29-year-old who works in like a golf putting company, I think. Like mini golf maybe? I'm not really sure. But she works around all these dudes, like these finance bros is what she calls them, and they're all married, like happily married. And then her boss comes in, the CEO comes in, who's rarely there, and she's a woman, so she's like trying to connect with her. But all they do is talk about like what their plans are with their husbands and wives. So she speaks up and is like, oh, my husband and I are doing this weekend. And they're like, you're not married. And she's like, yeah, I am, Brad. They were like, why aren't you wearing a ring then? And she was like, well, we've been having issues, so I don't wear it. Thanks. And so the CEO was like, can I talk to you in the hallway real quick? And she was like, I guess. So she goes out there and the CEO, actually, her husband is like the #1 marriage counselor. So she's like, oh my God, he can help you if y'all are having problems. And then she goes, how's tomorrow at 9? Which like is a little ridiculous because any couple that's obviously having marital issues to where she's not wearing a ring, she was like, text him and let me know. And then it was like, she sent one text and she was like, so does 9 work? And she was like, yep, 9 works. So like realistically, what husband would receive a text being like, can we go to counseling tomorrow at 9? And he's like, yeah, sure. So like that, I was like, okay, it could have been a little more realistically done. So now she's just panicking because she doesn't have a husband to bring tomorrow at 9 to the marriage counseling. And she doesn't want her boss to like hate her, obviously. I mean, I'm enjoying it. There are little bits. She does the writing that's like, she's trying to sound how we talk now, which usually is fine. But there's one, she said something was fire. And I was like, oh, no, not fire. But I do enjoy her writing. I think it's funny. And I don't mind the writing if it's done well, like when they do it like how we talk today. So it's fine. It feels very like realistic to read about. I'm just gonna keep reading this. I have to go to work at 12 and it's already fucking 10. I will say the downfall of having a camera is I can access my phone a lot easier. That's not good. Taking a break. I want food. Okay, God. This isn't gonna be good for me because I can just sit here on my freaking phone. Usually when I decide to record and my phone is up, I don't have to worry about it because it's not in my reach anymore. But now it's in my reach and I can record while reaching. I'm going back to my book. She has decided. We've gotten to who she's taking to therapy with her. She's taking her gay bartender bestie. His brother is gonna go with her. Wilder. What the fuck kind of name is that? But it is now already 10:30. I am gonna go looking disgusting to work because no one's gonna be there. No one's gonna see me. So I don't care what I look like. But also today is the day today's the day. I'm so tired. Today is my brother and sister-in-law. They're officially moving everything into their new house. I gotta turn my phone off. This is just bad. She's gonna have to be silent. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. So I'm probably gonna be going over there right after work and not gonna get to read a whole lot. And I have a volleyball game tonight, so who knows? I don't know. He has a lip ring? Lip ring and he's doing crossword puzzles. That's my man. I'm liking the dynamic so far because Scotty is like very type A and she obviously needs this to go really well. I have to burp. She needs this to go well so she doesn't, like, you know, embarrass herself in front of the entire company. And he shows up, lip ring, like, jeans and a t-shirt and a beanie, and she's like, what is this? Like, why do you look like that? He's like, doesn't really care and isn't really taking it seriously. And he's like, well, I take improv, so this should be fun. And she's like, oh my fucking God. Like, I just really like it so far. I like their personality. Oh my God, there's a hair on my face. I can like see it. It's a freaking cat hair. So I'm really liking just I feel like it's usually the other way around, especially in the one that I just read, the personalities were switched. This one, he's more like chill and making fun of things. And she's like, can you fucking get it together? So I'm excited because I think that like she's just gonna freak out in the therapy session and he's gonna be like, babe, calm down. Had my first camera battery death. We're official now. That did happen quickly. Y'all were not playing around. This is so random. They like started bickering and they were like trying to get to where they fell off in their marriage. And he goes on this like crazy story of them in Montauk and she's like, what the fuck is he doing? And he goes on this rant, this long ass story, and then it turns into them fighting about all the things that happen at home. He was just like, you like were mad when I forgot to unload the dishwasher. And she's just like, you think I like coming home after working and you not doing anything I say? And then he's like, says the girl who never cleans her hair off the wall. And then it just like keeps spiraling and they just keep going and going. And it's funny because like they just met. They literally just met. Before they went into this, she was like, we're just gonna fight. We're gonna make it look hopeless and we're gonna move on. He's not doing that. And he's like, I want to make it work. I would murder him. I would be so fucking pissed. I would murder him. He just agreed to them going on an 8-day marriage counseling trip. That's so funny. I'm not even kidding. I would explode. Earlier in the chapter, she made a comment about, because he wouldn't shut up, she made a comment about picturing shoving her shoe down his throat. And she just said, yep, he's getting my shoe. The heel right to the esophagus. That's silly. That's so silly. They're walking out and he goes, that went really well. It's definitely like weird and unrealistic, but I feel like as far as romance novels go, you're either gonna get a plotline that's like slightly unrealistic or you're gonna get a cliche plotline that you've read 100 times. So I guess I'll take weird and unrealistic. These two strangers going to a marriage counseling trip over overused romance plotline. So whatever. I'm gonna start getting ready for work and then we'll check in much, much later whenever I read anything else. Oh my God. Oh, I need my Kindle. Oh my God. Everyone wish Stinky Man a happy birthday. He had to get a birthday cut today. Did you see his back? He has like really bad like mats. I don't know. I think because he's like overweight, he can't groom himself that well, especially like right there. So his hair is starting to mat together. And I had to like literally cut it off. I couldn't even get it all. And I'm really scared to cut him. So he just has really dry skin and it's kind of gross and I feel really bad, but I need to get like a cap grooming brush, I guess. It's been a long day. I opened this morning for Orange Theory, so I was up at 4. And then I worked, and then I had the coffee shop at noon. So I'm tired, and I have to get up and work in the morning. It's 7:30, so like I didn't want to fall asleep right now, because then I would wake up at like 3 in the morning. So I've been listening to The Handmaid's Tale, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like a really hard read for me. And not in the way you're thinking, like yes, obviously it's hard to read about, and it like freaks me out, but also like I don't like this writing style at all. I feel like super not connected to it. It's like it doesn't even feel like I just have zero connection to the story, to like our main character because of the way of the storytelling. So I feel like I'm really missing out. I feel like this is the kind of story where I will really like the show and the book is just not doing it for me because I don't like the writing style. And it feels, I don't know, it just feels like not textbooky because it doesn't. It just feels like someone sitting here and like retelling an old story to me and I don't feel connected at all. fall. So that is going to be 100% audiobook. I can't sit here and read it. I tried to sit and read it and I just couldn't. So I'm going to finish that audiobook. I'm on page 250, so there's only like 60 pages left. So that's going to finish sometime tomorrow, I'm sure. Till Summer Dews Part, that I'm enjoying. It's not like, weirdly enough, it's another fake marriage book, which is what I just read with The Paradise Problem, and I didn't know that going into it. I won't say that their personalities are like my favorite ever, but I'm enjoying it. So like I'm just gonna sit and read that until I fall asleep. They just got to the like marriage camp that they kind of signed up for. They're just like pretending to fight in front of the couple, so it looks like they started really bad and then they worked on their marriage and got better by the end. It's an 8-day marriage camp. They're there with all of her coworkers, so they still have to like keep the shtick going. But I'm on page 98 and oh my god. Did I get it? Oh my god, I got it. Ugh. Alright, I'll be back. My fucking face. I just finished The Handmaid's Tale. I was listening to it and I literally was like, oh my god, last chapter. This is gonna be crazy. What is it? Over. It's actually over. Have fun with your last chapter because you don't get it. The book is actually done. It said acknowledgements or whatever. It's an author's note. I'm sorry. What? What the fuck was that? I don't even know what to rate it because I was bored majority of the time because like I said earlier, it was just really hard for me to connect. And then towards the end, I like kind of connected a little bit more because it felt more like I was through her eyes instead of her just telling me the story, like with her and Nick. And then the people come and then it's like, oh, that's it. They came to get me, but like you don't know what it is. So I'm assuming she was killed, but like she was the one telling her the story. That was not at me. I'm next to him. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Like I honestly want to give it like a 3, which sucks. But I do want to watch the show. I do think I'll like the show a lot more. But I'm so mad. What the fuck? Alright, well, we have finished our classic officially because I'm done. I'm fucking done now. I'll check in, obviously, when I'm not driving. Logan and I are actually about to start the readathon in a few hours. So I'll probably be reading some during the readathon and I'll just like talk about them for this video as opposed to talking about them in the readathon. So book number 2, done. 3-star. Kind of upset by it. But it was a classic and I kind of knew, I just knew classics weren't for me. And I think the writing style of that just wasn't. It's just not my vibe. So I kind of knew that it was going to happen anyway. That was the one I was most worried about anyway. So she is done and out of the way. We are moving on. Okay, I'm reading, oh my god, what's it called? I'm so tired right now. Till Summer Dews Part. This is like, oh my god, I'm like so annoyed reading it. It's so stupid. I hate to say it. They're arguing about a sex cabin. That's literally like the main problem that they're having right now is they're just literally arguing about a fucking sex cabin. No grown woman is gonna be, even if she's talking about a fake sex life, she's not gonna be talking about her sex life with her coworkers. It's just not gonna happen. And her stupid, gross coworkers too. The nickname Pips has gotta go. I fucking hate it. The Sanders' stupid fucking outfits that he wears. I don't get it. It's not funny. It's not quirky. It's gross and stupid and weird. He literally wore a goofy hat. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. What else happened? It just feels like super unrealistic. Like, I mean, obviously it's unrealistic, but like no grown adults are going to this marriage sex camp. It's literally a sex camp and I hate it. And it's weird and inappropriate in every way, shape, and form. And it like makes me feel uncomfortable. And now they're like fighting because she's like mad at him because he stuck up for her. Like, it's just like stupid and I'm getting pissed. And I'm only halfway. Everything I'm reading is pissing me off. And it's not helping. It's 4 in the morning. I don't think I was talking to you. You're literally not here right now. But that's my update for right now. I guess I'll fucking finish it. Oh my!
I was wondering why you weren't reacting.
I was looking literally like over here.
Oh, I didn't know you were turned that far. I literally was like, hello?
Hello.
Logan Speed, hello.
Oh my god. I've just taken NyQuil, so now it's a race against time to see how much I can read. I'm on The Right Move, which is literally just like one of my favorite sports romances of all time. It's so fucking good. This is the one that's my reread, and I do not know why I gave it a 4.75 the first time. Like, I really do not know why. I'm excited because this wasn't even a 5-star the first time, and the next one Caught Up was a 6-star for me the first time, and this will be my first reread of Caught Up once I get to it, obviously. So
if I'm loving The Right Move this much, I cannot even imagine how much a reread of the 6-star read is gonna do it for me. But Ryan Shea, bro, he's so perfect. I want to talk more in detail about him and Indy when I'm not tired and it's 10:30, and just like all of the things that he does for Indy. We're gonna talk about it at a different time, but I have like 40 pages left, and I'm hoping to finish that tonight before I sleep. But I don't know when this NyQuil is gonna hit me, so, and I have to get up at like 7. But I started both of my Libby holds for the Shark Cookie and the Biscoff Cookie. Both of those books are ready on my Libby, which I did end up changing. My Biscoff Cookie, I changed that book. I'm not gonna tell you yet what it is until I'm like ready to dive in, but the Shark Cookie is still something in the water. So I do have that one, and I have the audiobook and the Kindle book ready to go. So as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna like fully dive into that book, and then I think I'm gonna mostly listen to the Biscoff Cookie one, but we'll talk about it in a minute. That one that's a stretch for me. That's gonna be a book I've never read before, or like a type of book I've never read before. But I'm excited, but definitely saving the most interesting for last. But now to cry about Ryan Shea. Oh my god, my back. I did something to my back, and I'm really not having a good time. This light is so bright. No, like, it's so bright. It does not need to be this bright. Oh, hell yeah. Perfect. Okay, it is time to talk about the book. The man that is Ryan Shea, The Right Move. Obviously, The Right Move is the second in the Windy City series, so it's coming off of... My brain is so fogged up right now. We're coming off of Stevie and Xander's. The Right Move is about Stevie's twin brother, Ryan, who is like the #1, like Kobe level basketball star. Like, he can't even leave his apartment without getting like bombarded by people. Stevie's best friend, Indy, who she met through her flight attendant job. She like just found out her boyfriend was cheating on her, like literally walked in on them, and she went to go stay with her parents down in Florida. They're in Chicago. Went to go stay with her parents until she could like figure things out, and is coming back, but like doesn't have any money, doesn't have anywhere to go. She was living with the boyfriend. She's kind of like tempted to move back home, and Stevie's like, you literally cannot. You're my first real friend, because she's always struggled with people using her to get to her brother. So Indy was like her first real best friend. So she goes to Ryan and is like, listen here. You're gonna let Indy move in because you have the room. Indy travels with the hockey team, and Ryan's always traveling for basketball. So they're like rarely gonna see each other anyway. And he's like, over my dead body, no. And she's like, you're gonna fucking do it because I said so. Because they're like really close. They're like best friends. So he's like, ugh, fine. So he lets Indy move in. And Indy is like the bubbliest, has color everywhere, is a mess, like that type of personality. And he's very reserved, very quiet, like everything's black and white, that kind of personality. So they do not mesh at all. She moves in when he's gone and is expecting him to be gone for like the next day on his trip, but he ends up getting back early. So he walks in on her shit just everywhere, and he's like, oh my god. He like freaks out and is like pretty rude at first, and straight up says to her like, I don't even want you here, and I'm only doing this to be a good brother, so like please get it together. We're gonna mind our own business. Because she wanted to like have breakfast with him. She was like, do you want to eat breakfast in the morning so we can like get to know each other as roommates? And he's like, no. He's like, we're not doing that. We're not gonna be friends. So she obviously not only feels unwanted, but like is coming off of being cheated on by someone that she has spent her entire life with. with. So she's just a mess. She's very emotional. It's like her thing that she cries all the time. So he's like, oh my god, I can't fucking do this. But he's not a bad guy. Like, he's not mean. So like after a little bit, he's like, oh, I was kind of rude. And he goes out to be like, okay, listen, that was rude. I'm sorry. And she just like calls him out on stuff really quickly and is like pretty flirty right off the bat. It's just like little by little. Like the next morning he made breakfast and like ate breakfast with her. So like it was just cute. Like he is a good guy. He just like the first like meeting was a lot. It was brutal. The things that he does for her when he starts to care about her, she only drinks iced coffee. So in the morning he started to like make her a cup of coffee and put it in the fridge so that she would have one, and she was like, and like she would cry at all of these things. And I'm like, she's so me. I would have cried so hard. I'm getting hot. Ryan Shea is working me up. Like, she's vegetarian. He like made sure to stock his fridge with vegetarian meats. Like, you're kidding me. But it ends up like the whole plot line ends up being not only like forced proximity, but he is the captain of the basketball team and his general manager is like, you haven't led us to any playoffs. You haven't like really been captainly, like what's going on. So he's like wanting him to be more of like a family man, you know, like more personable. And so he's like, you need to start like going out, meeting someone. He's like, oh, I actually have met someone. And then panics and says that Indy's his girlfriend. So then it turns into fake dating and they have to like prove to the general manager that they're actually together and that it's not fake. So they go on like this little camping trip and it's just like he brought vegetarian food on the camping trip to make sure she had something to eat when like they aren't together. He's doing boyfriend things and they're not together. And it's just so precious. And she has this thing where, she hasn't been able to get off since she found her boyfriend cheating on her because she just pictures that every time. And then it's like Ryan like helps her. And it's so hot. I can't handle it. When we get in deeper, Ryan has like pretty bad trauma, like in a past relationship. It works through all of that. But the little things that Ryan does for Indy, he builds her a bookshelf. It's just so cute and he's so hot and it's just such a pure relationship. I literally don't know why I gave it a 4.75 the first time I read it. It is a full 5 stars. Like, that's one of my favorite romance books ever. I adore their story. If you have not read Windy City series, you have to fucking read this series. To speak on that for Mile High gets so much shit. And the first time I read it, I think I like let Book Talk and everyone like sway my opinions because I remember shit talking the beginning of Mile High. I loved the second half of Mile High. But the second time around reading it, it really wasn't that bad. Like, Xander's loves the fuck out of Stevie. He might have been like a fuck boy in the beginning, but he loves that bitch so hard and so well. Oh my god. This series, I could talk about the series all day. I could talk about it all fucking day. All motherfucking day. But that's it. I'm stopping. I'm done. I promise. I started Something in the Water and it's not, I'm like 3 or 4 chapters in and I'm like, what is this story? I thought we were just gonna like go on a trip and something was gonna happen. I'm assuming that's like what we're gonna get to. Just the build up is really long because we're starting with this husband and wife, or I guess they aren't technically married yet. The prologue or like chapter 1 is talking about burying someone and like digging a grave and like how hard it is and how much harder it is than you think. So we're turning into murder. That's not, I thought it was something underwater. Something in the water, literally. I thought it was like shark attack type of vibe. So I don't know how we're gonna get to the digging a grave. And then we jump like a few weeks or a few months before and they're just talking about like their jobs and how he's like getting laid off basically, or I don't know. There's just like a lot of nonsense happening and I'm like, can we just get to the trip? But we are almost done. I have 2 books left. I thought this video was gonna take fucking forever, but it's taken like maybe a week and a half. 2 weeks. I'm pretty proud. I went back to listening to Something in the Water. I've completely forgot half of the story that we've heard so far is her interviewing these people in jail. What does this have to do with the story? Like, I'm so confused. We have on one side, he just lost his job, so they're panicking and like talking about selling their house. And then on the other side is her going to prison to interview these people. Just like, what does this have to do with the story? I don't fucking know. I'm so confused on the direction of this book. I just wanted to read about a shark attack. I should have just read Jaws, apparently. But I'm gonna keep going because it's on my physical TBR, and I've had it for a really long time, so I need to read it. I look weird right now. These bangs are like, I thought they would fall quicker than this, but they are still pretty bouncy right now. Okay, anyways, bye. Okay, I'm really sorry to be doing this update in the car while driving. I've just been so freaking busy that I have not had time to like fully update on the book. I am on a long drive right now. I'm actually going to go pick up coffee for the coffee shop because we're like about to run out. And if we run out, we like have to close. So I'm making a coffee run like an hour away. I didn't want to give a full update at the end of this book because I wanted to like guess as I was going. The freaking something in the water has nothing to do with sharks. Nothing. There was like one scene with sharks involved, but like it wasn't part of the plot. I'm so upset. It doesn't even have anything to do with water, honestly. They just found it in water and they have spent the rest of the book not anywhere near water. I'm so upset. What misleading information. God. This is the dumbest main character I have ever read about. It's as if she's never seen any crime, gang, movie, or book ever. Like, she's just is so dumb and naive. And she's using the help of a prisoner who murdered people. Like, she's like trusting him. I'm like, girl, please. The whole like plot of this book was she and her husband were on her honeymoon in Bora Bora or whatever, and on their way back, just the two of them, on their way back in like their little boat, they were on the water, just back to their hotel resort, something like thunks against their boat a bunch of times, and they pick it up and it's just this padlocked black bag. They decide to bring it back and they try and like turn it in, but the people at the resort didn't really get it, so they returned it to their room later. And then that night they drunkenly like tried to open it and like cut it open, and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, a gun and a phone, like ziplocked diamonds. Like, it's just very clearly bad news. Very clearly like, we need to go to the police right now. So what do? They go back to the scene of the crime to go see, because they looked up like on Google, the amount of Google searches on this woman's phone history is crazy. And she doesn't think that that's ever going to come back to bite her in the ass. They like Google to see if to the law, can they take this, or are they going to get in trouble for taking it? And they find a crashed plane at the bottom of where they were. And like all these people in it. Like a very small plane. So they've decided to keep this money and try and sell the diamonds and bullshit. I was like, y'all, two random ass British people cannot get away with this. Definitely not her. She turns on the phone and is like, oh, well, I'll just put it on airplane mode immediately and we'll be fine. First of all, you don't even know the kind of tech things that people can do to phones. It would take half a second for that to like ping somewhere. If people with this much money that are this dangerous are watching for like $1 million, she thinks she can turn the phone on and it not alert anyone. So not only does she turn the phone on, she connects it to the hotel Wi-Fi, logs into the email, changes the email password, opens text messages so that the other person can see that they were read, and starts immediately texting her. So they know that like the phone is on and that she has it. So then it gets so much worse. And I don't even care about spoiling because it's not that good of a book. He texts like, where are you, or something. I don't remember what it was. She decides to respond. For what fucking reason would you respond? Pretending to be the person it belongs to. It was something very short and just something about how like it'll take a minute. I really don't remember. And then immediately he goes, who is this? Because why would he think, why do you think you could just like pretend to be that person? They would believe you. Just so stupid. So of course she panics and like turns it off, but just so dumb. She's connected to the hotel Wi-Fi. It's just like the dumb decision after dumb decision. And she thinks that she can like get away with keeping the money. They literally deposited the money in a Swiss bank account, trying to sell the diamonds through her prison person connection, the murderer. It's just so annoying. I'm like, in what world would you have gotten away with this? I have like 30 minutes left of my audiobook. This entire book has been audiobook. If she wasn't so dumb, I would say it's been entertaining, but she's so dumb. The decision she has made, so dumb. And then they just try to throw a plot twist in the end, and I'm like, okay. I mean, it like shocks me, but like it doesn't really. Not a huge fan, and I'm gonna finish in a few minutes, but I'll come back in with like a final review, final thoughts, final rating. Yeah, I finished the book. I think I'm gonna like I'll give it a 3, just because I was slightly entertaining, but No, nothing really worth your time. The end of the book, the very last like chapter, it circles back to the other girl in prison she was interviewing, doing something. Like, what was the point of any of that in the book? I just don't really get it. The book is done. We have one final book left, thank God. And I'm so excited to be done. I have not been this tired probably since college. Like, dead ass. If I thought I was tired before, months ago, I literally just had to make myself get up to go eat dinner. I have never once turned down food. And I just had to make myself get up to go eat. I'm so fucking tired. If I thought one job in YouTube was hard, I've got 3 now. And one has not even started. So I'm not even at max capacity for tiredness. Not even there yet. Oh my god. But I don't even know if I've told you the book I'm reading yet. For the Biscoff cookie, the final book. Those cookies literally were so long. I literally think that was 2 weeks ago. It's been so long. But I'm at my final book. And it's short and it's the one I'm most excited for. Instead of His and Hers, I'm going to be reading Legends and Lattes. I thought it was perfect because 1, it looks like a cozy little fantasy. 2, I just started my barista job. That's why I'm so tired. So it's perfect. It's a barista thing. And it goes with the colors and the theme of like the fallish looking Biscoff cookie. Well, I have to finish it soon because my Libby hold is up in 2 days. I need to finish it before that or I'm gonna have to do it all in audiobook. I think I'm like maybe 60 something pages in and I had no idea what to expect. I went into this so blind. I couldn't have even guessed what it was about. Like I didn't realize it was gonna be about like her opening a coffee shop. I knew latte was in the title. Couldn't have told you what it was about. But it's this girl who I guess lived her whole life as like a mercenary type. That type of vibe where she just killed a bunch of people and she wanted to switch up. Tried coffee one time when she was in this foreign place. No one knows what coffee is where she's from. And she just found it so like cozy and nice that she has now gone back to her land and has decided to open up a coffee shop. And it's like really cute. It's adorable actually because she's like this big bad killer and she's like, I want to open a coffee shop. It's just really cute so far. Like she just got a little helper to help her like build the store and she just hired an assistant. And it's just like adorable and I'm loving it. I don't really know what the plot is gonna be like outside of the coffee shop. I have no idea like where we're going. It is fairly short though. It's like I want to say under 300 pages. I don't know if this is just like cozy. We're gonna go with her opening the shop. I'm gonna be happy with it. I don't care. We are chugging along. I am not going to be reading tonight. I can tell you that. I'll try and read in the morning. Oh, I just realized the fan was on. If you can hear the fan, it's my no. Is that what it is? My dehumidifier? It's purifying the air because I'm still sick. And I feel like the cat litter makes it worse. So I got a little air purifier to make me not be breathing in cat litter every single day. All right, but I will see you at a later date. How do you have another mat? I just brushed your hair literally like yesterday. No, this morning. I thought I got all the mats out. I just felt another one. His skin is so dry. It's literally crazy. I'm sorry, Stink. I know you just got dry skin. It's okay. Mommy will make it all better. I'm going to bed. Okay, it's officially time to finish Legends and Lattes. I need to finish up this freaking video. Where is it? There we go. I'm pretty close to being done. Like, I don't have that much left. And also, I found out there's only 250 pages, so that's crazy. I am going to just assume that this is quite literally just the plot of her opening a coffee shop, and that's it. The thunder's going crazy right now. Oh my god. I hadn't even talked about this. The little Ratkin character? What's his name? Thimble? I literally don't remember what his name is. Yes, Thimble literally makes me emotional. I don't know how big he's supposed to be. Like, you're literally kidding me. He's just like a little squeaky little mouse or rat that bakes and is really good at it. But he like never speaks up. Oh my god. And like anytime he wants something, he's like scared to ask for it. No, I was literally getting emotional over this little rat. Ow, that's not comfy. Okay, I did not know that this was gonna be like a gay book. I did not know. Oh my god. I just thought they were like gonna be besties. There's sexual tension. There's literally tension in the air. Oh my god. Tangier being like nervous about the picnic. That's so cute. Oh my god, that's precious. It's pouring. The little lute player is so cute too. He's like, you'd pay me? Yeah. Everyone's just so cute. Everyone's adorable. I'm so gonna fall asleep like this. But it's such an easy read. I literally need to finish this like right now. Not him literally setting her place on fire. That's fucking crazy. Oh, she said, what about us? Okay, my eye is literally burning. That scared me. I did not see him there. I dink. Okay, I did not see that coming. Literally, what the hell? I'm so sad. The speech? You're kidding. For you, if you'll have it. Stop. Ugh. I was kind of hoping the epilogue would be like more from them, but I mean, I'm done, but I don't really think I'm gonna keep going. It was like a cutie little read, and I'm glad I read it, but I don't really care enough to keep going. But I think I would give it like a 3.5. It was entertaining. I had a good time. It was short. There just wasn't a whole lot of depth to it. It was just this one guy that had it out for her, basically. But not terrible. Our Biscoff cookie is done, which means all of our books are done. I never even talked. Do you care if I talk like this? Great. I never even told you that I finished that one book, the pink book, Till Summer Do Us Part, because I finished it in the readathon and then talked about it in the readathon and forgot that I didn't tell y'all. But I finished that. I didn't really like it that much. I think I ended up giving it a 3-star. But like, I basically told y'all why. It was just like really cringy. The sex was really good at the end though, not gonna lie. But that was it. I just like didn't like how unrealistic it felt. But I'm so glad we're done. I literally could not be happier actually. This video has been on my computer for so long. And I'm so glad I can fucking delete it when I'm done. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you had fun with the little Crumbl picks. Crumbl picks. I had fun because I read books that I would never have read. They weren't all like the best of books, but it made me like branch out a little bit. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to bed now. Love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh my god.